So natural numbers. So natural numbers are given the letter n. So in mathematics, n is the number that represents the set of numbers that we call natural numbers. So natural numbers, you can kind of think about it, they're kind of related to nature in that they are what are known as the counting numbers. So if you were to, for example, look around a room and you were to count objects that are in your room, you're generally going to use natural numbers. If you look outside your window, for example, and there may be a number of trees out there that are part of nature, if you count them trees, what you're going to give me back is what's known as a natural number. So again, natural numbers are represented by the letter n. So here are examples of natural numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this goes on to infinity. Now 0, the number 0 is not a natural number. So for example, 0, the number 0 is not what's known as a natural number. Natural numbers then can be further broken down into even natural numbers and what are known as odd natural numbers. So even natural numbers are natural numbers that can be divided by 2 evenly. So if we have a look here, let me just select this. Okay, so if we take our natural numbers and we'll use some kind of green. So if we take even natural numbers, so if we look at this list of natural numbers and we list out the ones that are even, so 2 for example is an even natural number, 4 is an even natural number, 8 is an even natural number, and 10 is an even natural number. And why are these numbers even? Because, well, if I take any of these numbers and I divide them by 2, it will divide in evenly. So what does that mean? So if I take 2 and I divide that by 2, it divides in evenly and there's no remainder. If I take, for example, 4 and I divide that by 2, it divides in evenly, there's no remainder. So it divides, so 4 divided by 2 is 2. And likewise, if I was to take 10, for example, and I was to divide that by 2, it's equal to 5. So we can see that even numbers divide evenly by 2, and there's no remainder left over when you divide it. Now, if we look at odd natural numbers, okay, so they're even natural numbers, so odd natural numbers. And let's just change our color here. So if we take the odd natural numbers, so if we have a look at, so for example, the number 1, the number 3, the number 5, the number 7, and the number 9, these are all what are known as odd natural numbers. So what does that mean? Well, it means that if you take any of these numbers and you try to divide them by 2, they will not divide in evenly. So what do I mean by that? So if I take my calculator here, and if I take any of these odd numbers, so for example, if I take the number 1 and I divide that by 2, it will not divide in evenly. I'll end up with a fraction. And then if I want to change that to a decimal, it'll be a decimal. Okay, so it doesn't divide in evenly. If I was to take 3, for example, and I was to divide that by 2, it'll not divide in evenly. Okay, so you'll get a fraction. Okay, so 1.5. And likewise as well, if I was to take the number 9, for example, and I was to divide that by 2, again, it doesn't divide in evenly. It divides in with a remainder. It goes in 4 times remainder 5, okay, or 4.5. So these are what are known as odd natural numbers. They do not divide evenly by 2. So that's odd and even natural numbers. And then this other kind of word that comes up as well in relation to natural numbers is what's known as consecutive numbers. So if we think about the word consecutive, it kind of means to follow one after another. So an example of consecutive would be the days of the week. So if we take, for example, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they are consecutive in that they follow a particular order one after another. If we have a look here, we can see here that these numbers, these natural numbers, are consecutive. So we've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so they're numbers that follow one after another. And when numbers follow like this, one after another, they're what are known as consecutive numbers. And if we have a look at these here, so again, consecutive means they follow one after another. So here are an example of a series of consecutive even natural numbers. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So these are examples of consecutive natural even numbers. And here we have consecutive natural odd numbers. So 3, 7, and 9. So again, this word consecutive just means that they follow one after another. So that's really it. So that's just a quick introduction to natural numbers. So natural numbers are the counting numbers. They're generally broken into two types. So you have even natural numbers. They are numbers that divide evenly by 2. Examples are in green here. And then we have what are known as odd natural numbers. So these are numbers that are not divisible by 2. Okay, if you divide them by 2, they do not divide in evenly, you end up with a remainder. 0 is not a natural number. And then you have this idea of what are known as consecutive numbers. So for example, these numbers are consecutive because they follow one after another. These are odd consecutive numbers. They're consecutive, they follow one after another, just like the days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc. So that is natural numbers.